Greetings, peoples. Today we are going to do a review of the Audio-Technica ATH ESW990H. So that last character was H like in hotel. And how did I come up with this number? I don't know. I've had ESWs before. This is the box. It's just a plain, ordinary, very inexpensive cardboard box. There is nothing really fancy here. Keep the box anyway. By the way, this was a loan, and I think I'm supposed to return it, pretty sure. But no matter. Reviews are the same, whether it's loan, purchased, or whatever. This is a bag for the headphone. It's kind of a, I don't know, velvety type of bag. You know, typical headphone bag. Doesn't give any impact protection, but you know, there you go. So these are Japanese, and the Earsuit series, they're different from other series. I've had the ESW9A, the ESW11 Limited, and probably a couple others. Wooden ear cups. These are highly polished. Not a big fan of high polish. I really like the type of finish they did on the recent Think Sound ON2 with a it's a lacquer finish, but it's not shiny like this, not as much. The headphone itself, I'll show you how it sounds in just a minute. These are actually detachable double-sided cable. There's the little pin or whatever it is that goes in here. That's a very nice touch. My ESW9A cable broke, not detachable, so we just parked it. And these fold one direction 90 degrees, the other direction only a little bit, maybe about 10 degrees, maybe 15 degrees, but enough to fit any head, I think. The range of adjustment is not as much. It's about 1.5 inches total, and I fit about, I'd say probably about halfway in between those two limits. So it'll fit a wide range of heads. Let's get a better look at that here. It has little click points on here, so that's about 1.5 inches, and I fit right in the middle. So anyway, it should fit a very wide range of heads. Since it's on ear, we don't have to worry about ear cup fit. This doesn't have. This is much more comfortable than the ESW9A that I had. The ESW9A had the same beveled type of pads, which you can see here, I think pretty well. See if I can get a better look at that. Yeah. See the beveling in there? They're not flat. Now the ESW11 Limited, the pads right here, the outer rim was flat. It didn't have a bevel, and they were the most comfortable. But this is actually pretty good, much better than my ESW9A, and I don't know why. Same kind of ear pads. They're leather, real nice leather, stitched and all that. And you know it's going to be a warm sound. You expect that with these woodies. But anyway, we got a nice detachable cable. Total length of the cable is made for portables, about 4 feet long, maybe 4.5 feet. The plug on the end is the extra conductor plug for smartphones. And let's see, we have a little box on here. And the box has a microphone on the back. And then here it just has one button. So I tried to see if I could get any volume up and down with my iPhone. No, didn't work. So anyway, it's detachable. Maybe they'll have other options for cables. Padded headband with a leather cover. Really nice and deluxe. These things, the retail I saw it was about $350. So that's kind of pricey, you know, for a small on-ear, but it's an Earsuit. And so, you know, there you go. The drivers are 42 millimeters, it says, and they're pretty efficient. So use with cell phones is no problem. It's always good to have a separate DAC and amp if you can configure one of those and afford it. Now we want to look at the response of this thing. Here's my estimated response. My estimated response on this headphone is not based on my personal hearing. It's based on directly comparing a lot of different headphones to determine what you're most likely to hear. And here's my curve. So basically, a most unusual thing here, maybe it'll change a little bit with more burn-in. I only did 12 hours of burn-in on this, but The response at 8 kilohertz was way down. I put a big boost in there. That's kind of a surprise. The rest of it's all kind of pretty much normal. You know, I put a couple bumps in there. I put one in mid-range at about 400, and then some stuff through the treble. But anyway, nothing, no big deal there except for that one at 8 kilohertz. So I hope that works out. But I'll tell you what, it was way down. I mean, you know, you could hear 9 and 10 and 11 very clearly, and 7, 6, and 5 very clearly, but 8 was just really faint. So maybe that'll change. I've got a lot of headphones that have normal response to 8 kilohertz, so there's no problem determining that based on those comparisons. Anyway, so we had a look at the sound, and the sound actually is quite good. Now, I had another Audio-Technica came in, which is A1000Z, and it's the latest version of the A1000 series, and it has a more of a neutral response, kind of like some of those AKGs, but and it's maybe a little bit light in the bass, not that much. But anyway, this one here is a little bit darker and a little bit a heavier sound, kind of in some ways kind of a lot like the ESW9A. I'm tempted to say this sounds better, but you know, I don't know if I can really say that or not. It sounds awfully good. There's a lot of detail there. If you're looking for a headphone that has decent detail for critical music, this will pass the test. It's got a really good sound, and it's smooth and a lot of detail, and so we'll have to see in our follow-ups if that 8 kilohertz thing comes out. But anyway, that's my look. This isolation on here is very modest, not a lot. Useful for outdoors if you're not next to a freeway or something, you know, but not high isolation for use in commuting and so on. Wouldn't be that much. Leakage, I didn't even test the leakage. Leakage on here on our ESW9, which has the same ear pads as this, was pretty low. But at loud volume levels in a library, the person sitting right next to you will hear it. So, you know, there you go on that. All in all, it's a really nice headphone, and I think people who are familiar with these and who know these, they won't mind spending the $350, believe it or not, because it's an Earsuit and one of the better ones. So anyway, I forget what type of wood that is. They called it I don't know, let me think of what this was. Sycamore? Pretty sure it's what it says right there on the box. Sycamore. It's a light color, light brown, highly polished. Yeah. But a beautiful headphone, nice comfy fit. And there you go, thanks.